Greetings, everyone. This is Payment Lindsay, your friend, your coach. Today, we are kicking off the August class, the live 5-day Profitable Podcast Launch Challenge. Very excited. This is a class for the Canada, US, Australia. Super excited. Let's get going. And let me start sharing my screen. Do you guys see my screen?
Yep.
All right, cool. Let me, oops.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So, what are you guys gonna get by attending and completing this 5-day profitable podcast launch challenge? You will have a very clear, actionable blueprint to launch your keyword being profitable podcast and our YouTube channel, so that you can get leads on demand and clients organically, even if you're starting with absolutely zero audience. How does that sound so far?
It sounds great.
All right. So I'm going to be sharing the exact same approach that allowed me to get 6 clients on my very first weekend, and then 60 clients in the next 10 months with a YouTube channel of less than 200 subscribers. Now I'm way over 150 high ticket clients in the last 18 months with a YouTube channel as of just a few minutes ago, 1,506 subscribers. So the numbers don't lie, and I will share with you why that is possible. And once you understand it, it's going to really open your eyes to a different way to doing approaching podcasting and YouTube the right way. Because podcast and YouTube, when done the right way, are by far the best way to get high ticket client. And I will go over that, why that is today and the rest of the week. So here's the menu for the week. Today we're gonna, first of all, get to know each other a little bit. Everyone is going to get about a minute to introduce himself. Then I'm going to talk about my story and how podcasting transformed both my life and business, even in some ways saved my life, and why podcasting is so powerful for both you as a person and your business, and what do you want to achieve to your very own profitable podcast. That's going to be the menu for today. The foundations. Tomorrow we're going to be brainstorming what your podcast is going to be about. And we're going to be looking at something that's going to be the central point of everything we're going to be doing together from now on. And that's going to be your zone of genius. We all have a zone of genius, and that's something that's going to be incredibly important, because that's basically what's going to determine what we're going to be building a profitable podcast around. And once you have identified our zone of genius, that's going to lead us in a very logical way as to what is the pain point you're solving for who, and who's your ideal client, listener, avatar, and so on and so forth. And day 3, and as you will notice, everything builds from the previous day. So day 3, we're going to be taking the findings from your zone of genius from day 2, and that's going to lead us to identifying what is the number one pain point that you're solving for who, and what is the number one pain point that your podcast and offer will address, and all that good stuff. And then we're going to be also introducing a principle that completely changed my business, and that is having a quantifiable, measurable end result. Because your offer, your podcast, your business must have that. If it doesn't have that, then you may not even have a business. As simple as that. And then day 4 is going to be all about literally sharing with you guys the blueprint to launching your profitable podcast and YouTube channel in 3 easy steps. And also, we're going to be creating the foundation, the assets, and all the take care of all the tech essentials for your podcast. So we're going to be formatting your podcast the right way and naming your podcast the right way as well. Creating a YouTube channel, showing you how to do that is very easy. Creating your podcast cover art and thumbnails and all that good stuff. I'm going to also go over all the tech aspect, what kind of microphone, accessory, software that you will need to start. We're going to go over recording, editing your shows, and all that good stuff. And then launching your profitable podcast in 3 easy steps and all that good stuff. So that's going to be for day 4. And day 5, the final day, we're going to be looking at bringing it together and monetizing your podcast and YouTube channel the right way. So that you can start getting leads on demand and clients organically. One of the students from the academy from the June class, she's just overwhelmed. She got over 200 leads in just one weekend by implementing what I just shared with her. And I'm going to be showing that to you guys as well. How would you like to have 200 leads by next weekend? And these are your exact ideal clients, not just some randoms.
Very
So
perfect.
Absolutely. And then we're going to be sharing with you guys how to turn your podcast and YouTube channel into an unstoppable machine and leverage your podcast for much, much bigger opportunities. For example, books, talks, conferences, and so on and so forth. There's no absolutely no limit. So that's the menu so far. How does that sound so far?
Awesome. Yep.
Are you guys excited?
Yeah, yeah, let's get it.
All right, all right. So before we start, let's hear it about you guys before I tell you my story. So, 60 seconds. Where you calling from? What do you do? And what do you want to achieve through your profitable podcast? Starting with um, Kim, going from left to right.
Aw, man, you didn't have to pick me first.
Ah,
Yeah, long story, but I've owned health food stores since 1993, franchised them, quite a few different things in the realm of the business end of things. I had a radio show, all like mainstream radio show for 17 years. I canceled that in 2021 or no,
mhm.
2022, when they started to censor my show.
Wow,
And so since then, I've just been trying to figure out what I want to do. Podcasting was the next logical thing, compared to radio. But I don't know. Like I don't know where I want to start. I don't know. I just know I love interviewing people. So yeah, that's kind of my thing because that's what my radio show was all about. I'd have experts call in and I would interview them.
mhm.
So that's where I want to go somewhere, whether it's a podcast, YouTube channel, interviewing people, being interviewed, like all of that is kind of my thing.
Love that, love that. Awesome. Camilo.
Hello, everyone. By trade, I'm a Six Sigma um, black belt in the manufacturing world. I've been all over the U.S. and Canada with my special skills. In recent years, I've spoken at the World Manufacturing Summit in Chicago. I'm a cancer survivor, and a year ago, I was in my fourth year of surviving, and I thought it was a good time to share my story. And I developed a soap bar for myself using all my special skills. And I make very high end luxury skin soothing and healing soap bars. And I'm just looking forward to see what this transformation into a podcast will do for my business of helping people.
Beautiful. Love that,
Awesome.
love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank
Excited to
you.
have you with us. Solomon.
Yes, yes. I'm Solomon Pratt. I'm a master trainer and also a certified health coach. I'm in Chicago, Illinois. I've been a trainer for 12 years, so I specialize in helping women change their unhealthy habits, and I train my clients through my app. So everything is personalized based off of what they told me regarding their lifestyle, their experience, what they have going on, and I can make sure that they do what they're supposed to do in real time because I can see when they did their workout. I get to see what they ate. I give them 4 different ways they can log their macros and calories, and I can make sure that they do what they're supposed to do.
Love that, love that. Wow, amazing.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing that. So awesome.
Mhm.
Leticia left. She has a client coming in, but yeah. So, anyways, let's get going. So, some of you guys may know my story, as I just shared with you earlier this morning when we had our chat, Solomon, that I was invited to do a talk at a conference in early this year in March in Vietnam, and I started with my talk with this. Everything I have in life at this point, I owe it to God, my family, and my podcast in that specific order because literally that's how it's been for me. So as you may know, my story 5 years ago, I was in a very, very, very dark spot, and I was beyond broke. I was living in Hong Kong trying to build a business. Didn't work out. I ran out of money. If it wasn't for a friend of mine that allowed me to stay at this place for 13 months in Hong Kong for free, I would have been on the streets living on $20 a week in one of the most expensive cities in the world. And it was a very dark spot. It got so bad that my credit cards got canceled, my credit destroyed. I had to ask my sister to book me a ticket so I can return in Canada at the start of the pandemic. I'll never forget that day, Tuesday, the 27th of February of 2020. landing at Pearson in Toronto with only $200 to my name. It's not a good place to be, but I never give up. I knew I could get out, but I had no idea how. And ironically and funnily enough, what got me back on my feet and much, 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 much beyond that had nothing to do with business. It was me going through my spiritual awakening and understanding a couple of powerful principles. The first one was understanding the tremendous power of questions and asking the right question. The two questions that changed my life have been, doesn't matter what we go through in life, if we were to look at everything we face, especially the painful ones, with these two questions, what is it trying to teach me? What is a lesson for me to learn to that? Then you will see it for what it is, a beautiful gift. That was the first piece of the puzzle. The second piece of the puzzle for me was to reconnect with myself, meaning listening to my gut feeling, my hunches, my intuition, basically listening to my soul, because our soul has two main purposes: to protect you, keep you safe and alive, and guide you to the next phase of your journey. If I were to look back at my life for the last 5 years, the 3 to 4 decisions that completely changed my life have all been as a result of me asking better questions and two, listening to my gut feeling, to that voice in my head, starting my podcast, starting my academy, saying yes to sharing my story, my first book, saying yes to doing a TED talk, and so on and so forth. All come as a result of that. I got so bad at one time that I literally didn't want to keep living. We live in the countryside here, just outside of Toronto. There's a highway and there's a train track. A lot of days I was just staring there and looking what would be the fastest, easiest way for me to check out. Because I didn't want to keep going, keep living this life where I would just, you know, being in pain myself. But what saved me was me getting on calls with people that had overcame 100, 1 billion times more painful, more difficult things than me, such as people losing it all, going to jail, people overcoming terminal diseases, stage 4 cancers, and stuff like that, people overcoming life altering accidents, becoming paraplegic, and all of these incredible men and women telling me, hey, just because you're going through some temporary financial challenges, that's not a reason for you to give up. You're young, you're not stupid, you can get back. And honestly, I owe these men and women a big part of why I'm still here. So this is how podcasting literally saved my life. Is that so? Have you guys been in a spot in your life where no matter what you did, nothing was working for you? Can you relate with that?
Yeah, I sure can.
Yeah, definitely.
Like for me, it was almost like, you remember in cartoons, you have the character that's literally being followed everywhere they go by a black cloud over the head, raining just on them. The person next to them is dry, but it just rains on you. You know what to do. You have the connections, but for some reason it's not working for you. That was me back then. So again, it's not a good place, but the thing that saved me was, again, not giving up and going to my awakening. So, and as a result of me starting my podcast, it completely turned my life around in ways I can't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine back then. Now I have a very successful podcast. I did over 400 episodes of my podcast, Lead Over the Heart, in the last 4.5 years. Thriving International Academy, the Profitable Podcast Academy, 4-time #1 international best-selling author. I did a tech talk exactly a year ago in Asia. Multiple conferences. In September, I am invited to be a keynote speaker at a big conference for entrepreneurs, especially digital nomads in the Philippines. So, and so on and so forth. And of course, incredible friendships around the world. Now, wherever I go, I make a post, hey, who's in this place, who's in this town, this country, and I meet people that I met through my podcast, my business, all around the world. So I'm incredibly, deeply, tremendously grateful for all these financial blessings. But the greatest gift podcasting blessed me with was that of killing my shyness. I used to be incredibly, painfully shy. The people that know me from before, when they see me now, they say, what happened to you? You're speaking, you're always going live, doing talks in front of people, stages, something you could never imagine you doing that before. What happened to you? Did you make a pact with the devil? Say, no, never did, never will. I just find my purpose, my voice, my ikigai, as a Japanese like to say. And once you find that out, then you become the person you're meant to be. So this way, podcasting, when done the right way, can be incredibly life-changing. So for me, of course, it not only killed my shyness, but also helped me find my purpose, my voice, and something that we're gonna explore together allowed me to identify my gifts. And we're gonna be this week also looking at how to identify your gifts, because that's what we're gonna be doing. Your gifts are what gonna be determine your zone of genius, and your zone of genius will help you build a very powerful, impactful, and wildly profitable business. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I mean, this week. I will share also the link to my TED Talk. Feel free to watch it later on, exactly a year ago. So now, how many of you guys in here have your own podcast or YouTube channel? Raise your hand. And the big question, is it profitable? I know, Solomon, you have a YouTube channel. So is it profitable?
Yes, yes, it's monetized.
Okay,
Yes, uh-huh.
good. Awesome. Awesome. Love that. Love that. So if not, why not? So, Cam, why don't you have a profitable podcast YouTube channel yet?
I'm not there yet. I'm learning. I guess I'm at a point in my business that I need to get a podcast, and that's why I'm here to learn how to do it.
You're in the right place, my friend. What about you, Kim?
Honestly, just getting out of my head of what, like, talking about my niche market and whatever, because everything I did in the past was kind of doing everything for everybody, just all over the place.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. The number one, the two biggest reason why most people fail to get any traction, number one, is lack of clarity, and two, getting in their own way. Because we are our own worst enemy. That little voice in between your two ears, that's the biggest obstacle you will have to overcome in your life, not just in business, but in life. So awesome. Now, do you currently have an offer of at least $1,000 or more in your business? Raise your hand if you do.
Yep, I have one.
Awesome, awesome. What about you, Cam?
No, no.
I don't understand the question.
So the
Do you
question is, do you currently have an offer, something that you're offering in your business where you're charging $1,000 or more?
No.
Okay, okay. We're gonna, if not, why not?
Um,
Probably didn't know it was possible, right?
Now,
no. I've charged a lot more than that in other businesses. I'm just not there yet with this business.
okay. Now, do you want to have an offer of $1,000 or more?
Absolutely, every minute of the day.
Exactly, exactly. All right, so that's what we're gonna be looking at this week. So, again, the question is, do you want to have your own profitable podcast and YouTube channel so that you can start getting clients paying you $1,000 or more, every single one of them? Every single, of course, everybody wants to. If I could, if it was safe enough here, I would even raise my feet, you know? So awesome. So why do you think that podcasting is so powerful for both you and your business? Let's hear some answers before I go into the presentation. Why do you think that podcasting is so powerful for both yourself as a person and your business? Who wants to take a crack at it?
I'll go.
Go ahead, brother.
Yes, so Lorenzo, so it's because you can go and speak to a lot of people at the same time, and you can also pitch to a people all at the same time.
Love that. Love that. Absolutely. Kim,
I was just gonna say do something once and have it keep repeating over and over and over again.
absolutely. Cam,
Well, you can identify a clientele base that matches your product or your vision a lot quicker. You can weed out a lot of people faster.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. These are all great answers. So before I go into that, let me share with you a couple of stats that will blow your mind away. So this is the trajectory of podcasting as of the last few years and for the next few years. As you can see, is absolutely booming beyond imagination. So this year alone, and that is in the U.S. alone, over almost $50 billion are going to be exchanged as a result of podcasts. What does that mean? That means that people that are doing business, they connected to a podcast by having a conversation. And I'm going to go into that in detail as to why that is. And again, and by 2029, which is not that far from now, it's only what, 3.5 years from now, it's going to increase by another $100 billion. So $134 billion. See, so what's stopping you and me from getting our piece of that humongous pie? Nothing. Just what's in between here. That voice. That voice can be the key to unlocking your true potential, but also can be the one thing that's gonna hold you back the most. So podcasting, as you can see, is, as you may know, podcasting is replacing literally radio, just like YouTube is replacing TV. I don't know about you guys. Yes, we have a TV at home, but we don't have cable TV anymore. You can watch everything online and the channels that are of interest. For example, I pay monthly for a specific website to watch some sporting events. I don't care about the news or the TV. Movies, current movies, or I'm not a fan. I prefer to watch the classic ones, the older movies. Where actors actually add talent. It's not just about shaking, and using a curse word every two words is an F bomb. You know what I mean? So, anyways, podcasting is absolutely booming, as you can see, and there's never been a better time than today. Now, let's talk about money. Making money with a YouTube and podcast. One thing that you will keep hearing me say over and over again, when I say podcast, I mean both podcast and YouTube. But for simplicity's sake, I'll be using the word podcast. So there's two ways to monetize a podcast. You have the old-fashioned, outdated, obsolete way, and the magnetic, profitable way. So the old way is, it's all about building. It's all about the numbers. It's all about building a massive audience, all about subscribers, views, and downloads. And you're basically a slave to the almighty YouTube algorithm. And that's going to take a long time. Just for you to, for example, for me, for my channel, it took me a year to be monetized. Because to be monetized the traditional way on YouTube, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watched hours. For me, it took me just a year. And if I were to rely on the earnings from the views that I get on my YouTube channel, I couldn't even today, 5 years later, almost 5 years later, I couldn't even afford a cup of coffee a month if I were to rely on the earnings from YouTube or Google. Because for that, you need to have a massive audience, because YouTube pays you, they call it per 1,000 views. For each 1,000 views you get, they pay you $1 to $3. So even to make $1,000 per month, you need to have over a few 100,000 views per video. And to achieve that, you need to be either a celebrity or someone with a massive existing audience or a world-class expert in a very specific niche. I don't know about you, but I don't have any of that. And to build an audience big enough even to make $1,000, it's going to take you a long time. I don't know about you, but I don't have 5 to 10 years to wait just to make $1,000. Do you guys?
No.
Exactly. So now the smarter way, the magnetic way, and that's what we're going to be focusing on is, again, it's nothing to do with numbers. It's not about the audience size. As you will hear me say over and over and over again, my audience was absolutely zero, non-existent. And even today, 5 years later, is barely 1,500 subscribers, which is nothing. So it's not about the audience. It's not about the numbers. It's not about download, subscribers, views. It's not about the vanity metrics. Instead, it's about connections. Connections, trust, rapport. And this is what we're going to be diving deep into that. Does that make sense, guys? All right, cool. Here's the numbers. I took the screenshot just a few minutes before going live from my YouTube channel. As you will see, tiny audience, big results. I'll need to update it. So now over 150 high-ticket clients. So again, 1,500 subscribers, over 400 episodes. And again, it's not about the numbers, it's about the connection. Now, why do you think that the audience, the numbers do not matter? Why do you think that?
Well, maybe they're not an engaging group of people. Like they're just numbers. They don't stay on your channel or whatever.
Yes. But ultimately is because business is not a numbers game. Sure, numbers matter. But ultimately, business is all about relationships, connections. And ultimately, the big one, as I shared with you earlier today, Solomon, business, especially anything that you sell over $1,000, but one thing and one thing only: start with a T, ends with a T,
Trust.
5 letter. Exactly. You're a smart cookie, my friend.
Yeah,
Good. It's
yeah.
all about trust.
Uh-huh.
It's all about trust. Now, how do you build that trust? By simply building rapport. Now, how to build that rapport? By having heart-to-heart conversations, being authentic, speaking from the heart. And the best way to do so? On a podcast. Do you guys see now how that makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's not about speaking in front of well, it would be amazing to speak in front of an audience of hundreds of thousands of millions, but you don't have to. It's about knowing exactly what's a pain point you're solving, one specific pain point for one specific person, and then you simply put yourself in front of those people. And that's what we're going to be expanding all this week. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cam.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Please go ahead.
Okay. Does YouTube cancel or delete you for having a narrative that combats the political narrative or big pharma narrative or any of those narratives?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you're building a YouTube channel or podcast for business, I recommend you stay away from those topics. Because again, you don't want to be putting all this time and effort to building an audience, creating content, only to be canceled by YouTube or by YouTube's censors. Yes, unfortunately, YouTube does that. Yes.
Mm.
Yes. So you got to be careful. This is why I don't talk about politics or religion or anything on my podcast or channel. And the more time you will be spending investing your time, your efforts, building your channel, the more you'll have to lose. Unless you're already independently wealthy, where you don't need money, you know, where you have already a few money and it doesn't matter to you, then in that case, yes, that's a different story. But if you're building a business or you're trying to grow a business, then you gotta be careful. Stay away from controversial and politics, big pharma, government. Unfortunately, yes, that is the environment we're dealing with.
But there are ways around that, though,
Yes,
right?
yes,
People do it all
yes.
the time. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's always ways around everything. Yes. All right, cool. Now, why do you guys think that podcasting is the best way to connect with the exact ideal audience, prospects, and clients? Let's hear it.
Okay, I'll go. So yeah, so instead of having to meet people in person, networking, you could just go and just speak from your own home.
Or anywhere. I've taken calls from airports. I've done, well, not podcasts, but I've done it from, well, I was on my friend's wedding 2 weeks ago in Bali, or in Thailand last week. So you can be anywhere.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Yes. Anyone else? Anyone else wants to add to that?
Um,
Kim, Cam.
Well, I was gonna say, like, basically because it's worldwide, so you can find proportionately the number of people versus if you had to go knocking on doors, right?
Yes, yes. But we're going to be knocking on doors virtually and the right
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Awesome. So basically, when someone is listening to your podcast, it's for three main reasons. One, sure, because they're interested in your topic, that's a given. But most importantly, is that because they can relate with you, they can identify with you, they can see themselves as you. As I said earlier, business is all about, it's a relationship nurturing process, not it's not a numbers game. Because they can relate with your story, with your path, with what you're going through. They see themselves as in you, and also because when you listen to someone's podcast or watch videos on YouTube after a while, you feel that you know them. You get to know them. You get to see them as a friend. You start to like their personality, their sense of humor, their vision, their values, and so on and so forth. So this is why podcast, it's gonna connect you at a level that no other medium can even comes close to.
Mhm.
Oops, I shouldn't have shown you that. What do you guys think is the most valuable currency in the world of business? It's not money and it's not time.
Attention.
Oh, you're a smart cookie, my friend.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Absolutely. Why that is, guys? Why attention is the most valuable currency in the world of business?
Because nowadays they have so much going on and people are easily distracted.
Absolutely. I feel like I should just give the microphone to you and I just take a seat and you do the. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Next
Anyways,
time.
next time. Exactly. Exactly. So, yeah, guys, it's all about attention. It's all about attention because, again, I saw a stat that, what is it, 15 years ago, the attention span of a normal adult was about 7 minutes. Do you guys know how long is it today?
What is it, 15 seconds?
Oh, you wish.
What is it now? 3 seconds. Oh,
That's
yeah,
it.
that's right. Yeah,
That's
three.
even less than a goldfish, which is 7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
With people always scrolling on TikTok, on YouTube, Instagram, and so on and so on, Facebook. Now, how do you catch that attention? So, again, and because podcasting, when you get on a conversation with someone, they're going to give you 10, 20, 30, 40, 60 minute plus of their time, of their precious time, one on one with you. Not only with you, but when someone listens to you, unlike when you're listening to the radio or listening to the TV, there's no other distraction around you. Sure, there might be driving, going on a walk, cooking, doing the dishes, or even taking a shower, but there's no other distraction. It's just you and them and the earbuds. That gives it an unmatched, unparalleled attention that no other medium can even come close to. So let me go through some examples, some real life examples and reasons why podcasting is incredible for you first and foremost as a person, as a man, as a woman. And these are all from my own experience over the last 5 years and my students. First and foremost, because it's going to be an incredible platform for you to share your story, to document and share your story, whatever you may be doing, whether it's a business, on a journey, or whatever. And the process of you sharing your story, you will be making some incredible, beautiful friendships around the world. As I said, I'm a nomad, as you guys know. Before I travel to anywhere, I just make a post. Hey, who's in this place? Who's in this place? And I meet people. Like, for example, now back in Canada. Probably gonna I'll be here for the next 3 weeks. For next week, I'm looking to host an event where everyone that I've met on my podcast in the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area, can come and meet for lunch, coffee, whatever. So again, this is incredible. Here's one of my favorite perks of podcasting. It's going to get you access to people you normally wouldn't be able to get access to. What do I mean by that? Let's say you see someone on TV or just read something about someone and you would love to connect with them. And you reach out to them on LinkedIn, say, hey, would love to get to pick your brain for a few minutes. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to get back to you?
No,
Exactly.
not likely.
Exactly. Now, what if you were to say, hey, Solomon, Cam, Kim, my name is Payman. I'm the host of the Leaders What podcast. I just saw something about you, just read something about you. I love what you're doing. And I would love for you to come share your story on my podcast. What do you think that person is going to say to that?
They'll be more open to say yes and come.
Oh, absolutely. Let me share with you guys. In 5 years, I have had 2 people say no to me. 2 people. And it's not a hard no, it's a soft no. The first one was a lady about to give birth. So we had to reschedule it. And then the second one was a man about to move for work from the US to Germany. Again, we had to reschedule it. But nobody has told me to take a hike or ignored me. You know why? Because everybody wants to be on a podcast. Everybody wants to talk about themselves. Everybody wants to talk about their business. So when you invite someone on a podcast, you are doing them a favor because they can use that for social media, to social proof, and so on and so forth. Now, moving on. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Awesome. Now, one of the most beautiful things that you will experience while having your own podcast and YouTube channel is that you will learn so much, not only about the world and others, but most importantly, learn about yourself. I can't tell you how many times before I release my own episode, I watched them again. I caught myself saying, "Wait a second, did I really say that? Where is that coming from?" Sometimes you get in a zone. It's almost as like an information is being channeled through you. Can you guys relate to that sometimes when you're at a call with
Mm-hmm.
someone and you say things? Wait a second, did I really say that?
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
so again, you will learn so much about yourself that you'll be wow. The one in the middle, I put in the center because that's the heart of the biggest benefit for me personally was that of killing my shyness, overcome your shyness and fear of public speaking. I used to be the most shyest person in the world because I used to be, as I said earlier, I used to have not only zero but negative self-esteem. I have a big nose, no hair. I used to be fat. People didn't know me from before. I was never on pictures. I was always the one taking pictures. It's very hard to find pictures of me from before unless I really had to. But now I'm all over the place because again, shyness doesn't exist for me anymore. And that is the most incredible gift because once you remove that shyness, there's nothing stopping you anymore. And of course, as you get to talk with people over the weeks, months, years, guess what's going to happen? You're going to drastically improve your communication and listening skills. Like if you go on my YouTube channel, as I mentioned to you earlier today, Solomon, on our chat, my first few videos were not good. I
Mm-hmm.
was in a dark, literally dark place, dark room. The camera was right up on my nose, making my nose look even 5 times bigger. That's all it is. I used to have a beard during the pandemic, which made me look like 50 years older. And the microphone was a different microphone. I was literally in my mouth. I was literally chewing on the microphone. And I couldn't even look in your eyes. I was like this. Hi, my name is Payman. I'm doing this. What about you? I was like this. But now, look at me. Unstoppable dragon. Almost. So again, and as you get to talk with people from all walks of life with incredible stories, that's going to make you a much more interesting person to talk to, but also so many more incredible wisdoms to draw from. Because
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I view my podcast as my ongoing, what do you call it, university. I get to
University.
talk with incredible, world class experts, not about theory, but real life things that I'm actually interested in talking to. Because again, it's your podcast. You can decide, you can select who you want to talk to. It's not like in school you have to go through basket weaving or whatever, things you have no interest on. So, anyways, and then as you get to talk with all these people, guess what's going to happen? It's going to allow you, because you've improved drastically your communication, listening skills, much more interesting person to talk to, you will be able to connect at a much deeper level to anyone you talk to, not just on a podcast, but even people in your life, your family, your kids, your neighbors, your colleagues, your clients, because again, you will become a much more better, more effective communicator. And of course, if you put all of that together, it's going to make you become a much more powerful and charismatic speaker and leader in person, man and woman. Do you see how that works?
Mm-hmm.
And last but definitely not least, podcasting is very fun. I don't know about you, but I love listening to people's stories. That's something that you, Kim, can relate because you had a radio show. I love listening to people's radio. One day I was talking to a friend of mine and said, "What's your dream job if you could get your dream job?" I said, "My dream job would be if I could go to God and ask Him to be the universe's podcaster interviewer. I would go to every soul and say, 'What's your story?'" I
Mhm.
love that. I'm
Yeah.
a curious person by default. So again, because it's fun. And of course, in the process of all of that, you will find your voice, your passion, your purpose, your ikigai. Literally, you find the reason why you've come in this lifetime, in this timeline. So these are some of the benefits for you personally as a man, as a woman. So if you were to look at that list, which one is for you the most powerful? This time I'm not going to pick up on you, Kim. Solomon,
Mm-hmm.
of all of these personal benefits, which one is for you the biggest one? As a person, as a man.
Okay, as a man, I'm trying to think. What do I would say? I'm trying to yeah. So they're all pretty good. Okay, okay, I would say that to get access to people that I wouldn't normally have access to.
Love that. Absolutely. Absolutely. What about you, Cam?
You know what? Solomon beat me to that square. I was going to pick get access to people you normally wouldn't for 200.
Yep, yep.
I'll
Smart
give it to you for
man.
500, brother. You can keep the change.
Yeah.
What about you, Kim?
Yeah, definitely making great friendships around the world. Like doing radio, I had good reach, but because it was things that they could listen to and then go purchase those items anywhere, like it wasn't monetized. Excuse me. So, but
Mhm.
being having access to global reach, right? Like that's huge.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, let's take a look at the reasons why podcasting is phenomenal for your business. First and foremost, obviously, is going to be a beautiful platform for you to attract and connect, not with randoms, but the exact ideal client. This is what we're going to be expanding this week. Because we're not going to be interviewing randoms. We're going to be interviewing your exact ideal audience, your prospects. And of course, over time, as you keep on releasing more episodes, get to talk with more of your ideal clients, guess what? Your audience is going to get to know you as a man and as a woman. As I mentioned earlier, we do business with people who like, rate, and trust. If me and you, we don't connect man to woman, we're not going to talk, let alone do business with. But once we connect, then it's a natural, automatic, organic progression doing business. And of course, in the process, you'll be building some very solid, very deep, intimate connection with your audience because as over the course of a few weeks and months, they will see you as a friend. Even though they may never have met you or never meet you, they see you as a friend because they start to connect with you, liking you, your personality, sense of humor, and so on and so forth. Here's a big one. Your very best clients will be your podcast listeners. Let me repeat that. Your very best clients will be your podcast listeners. I'm going to talk about that. I've made an entire slide just on that alone, but I will just say 100% of my clients come from this. Let me repeat that. 100% of my clients come from this. And these are clients paying me some good money. That's incredible. Why? Because again, all the reasons I mentioned earlier. Next, your podcast is going to be an incredible, of course, not only lead generation, but more importantly, a lead education machine. And that's something I'm going to expand deeper on day 3. You know, one of your biggest tasks, our biggest task as a coach, as a mentor, as a guide, as an activator, is to educate your audience. And your podcast is the best way to do so because you will be educating your audience by sharing your story, how you overcame whatever you had to go through. And by sharing your story and how you overcame that, guess what? You're going to be displaying your expertise while at the same time educating your audience because we all have problems that we may not be aware of. I don't know what I don't know. We all have things we don't know that we may be facing. So again, one of your biggest tasks as a coach, as a guide, as a mentor, and my favorite word as an activator, because we activate people, is to educate them, to make them understand what is the problem they have, why the problem is here, and then what's going to happen if you don't take any drastic action. And the podcast is the best way to do so. Does that make sense?
Yep, sure
Awesome.
does.
And of course, is a big one, a very common one, a very obvious one. Your podcast, you can leverage your content for endless other content. Like you can take one big interview, make highlight reels, quotes, blog posts, and so on and so forth. Here's another big one. By you having your own podcast and YouTube channel talking about a very specific issue, pain point for one specific person, guess what that's going to do? That's going to elevate you and position you not just as an expert, not just as a leader and authority, but as their expert, their authority, their leader, because you're the one that they trust. You're the one that's educating them, make him understand, make him aware of the seriousness of what they're facing. And guess what? You will become their go-to person. That's invaluable. That's the ultimate goal for every business owner to become as their go-to person and their niche for their keywords. Like for example, me, I'm becoming the go-to guy for anything podcasting in my niche. How would that change your business and life for you to become the go-to person and your niche?
It'll be life changing.
Tell me about it, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Oh, you want to lose some weight? Oh, Solomon is your guy. You want to get the most amazing soap? Go to Cam. You want to become, handle your wellness? Talk to Kim. And so on and so forth. Now, of course, here's another big one and also a very common one. Podcasting is a phenomenal platform for networking. Remember that slide I shared earlier about the tremendous growth of podcasting? This year alone, over $43 billion of transaction are coming as a result of people connecting on a podcast, and that's in the US alone. So if you're to add the rest of the world, I would venture to say you can 5 to 10x that number. So again, incredible business have started as a result of two people connecting on a podcast or listening to a podcast. Like me, for example, I only do business now with people I met on my podcast. My publisher, the lady that allowed me to become a 4-time number one international best-selling author, she was a guest on my podcast 4 years ago. My press release lady, my marketing guy, my copywriting guy, everybody I do business with, I met to my podcast. So in a way, your podcast can become an amazing platform for you, not only to build relationships for business, but also to build your A team. Because the podcast is going to be a platform for you to have a heart-to-heart conversation with them, get to know them. Do you guys see how that works?
Mm-hmm.
This is very powerful. And of course, podcast is an incredible launching pad for much bigger things. For example, for me, allow me to get into publishing, 4-time number one international best-selling author, public speaking, TED Talk, conference around the world, thriving international academy, and so on and so forth. None of this would have happened without this. One of them, the last question I ask all my guests on my podcast, and that's my favorite question to ask them, is what's the smallest thing you've done that has had the greatest, most profound, positive impact in both your life and business? For me, without hesitation, has been starting my podcast. Remember what I said earlier at the start of this call, of this talk? Everything I have in life, I owe it to God, my family, and my podcast in that order. So again, podcasting, your podcast when done the right way can literally open up the world for you. Do you see that, Cam?
Yes, sir.
Kim?
Absolutely, yeah.
Solomon?
Yes, totally.
Good, absolutely. Love that. Here's the last one. Last but definitely not least. Your podcast is going to drastically reduce the sales cycle of whatever you're selling. Let me repeat that. You having a podcast around one very specific pain point for one very specific person is going to allow you to drastically reduce the sales cycle of whatever you're selling. Especially if you're selling anything, say $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 packages. Why do you think that is, guys?
Because people like and trust you and feel like they already know you.
Bingo. That's it. And how are they able to feel that way? And why?
Because they see you regularly.
You're a smart cookie, my friend. I love that.
Thank
That's
you.
it. That's it. Seriously, guys. In ways you can't even imagine.
Relationship building, right?
That's it. Relationship and trust. That's it. Do you guys know this guy? Russell Brunson?
Yes.
All right. Here's one of the co-founders, the co-founder for ClickFunnels, a multi-billion-dollar business. Here's a powerful quote. Said music and radio listeners make on average $60,000 a year, while podcast listeners make double that. Why do you guys think that is? I love music, but why do you think that people that listen more to podcasts make on average twice as much as those that do not?
Yeah, I'll say because they have a stronger bond and a stronger connection with their listeners.
Yes, that's a good one.
They're learning, not listening.
Love that. Absolutely. Kim, do you want to add anything to it?
I'm
Pardon me?
just confused. You're
Oh, I'm sorry.
saying the listener's making more money?
On average, yes.
The listener of the podcast.
Yeah.
Not a specific podcast, but people in general that listen to podcasts. Let's say on the commute, cooking, driving, doing
Oh,
the
okay.
dishes, whatever.
Okay. Well, because they're obviously the niche of people that are constantly improving their life. Like they growth, right? They have a growth mindset.
I love that. Yes, yes. They're all amazing answers. But Cam, can you please repeat what you said earlier?
They're learning and they're not listening to the music. They're learning stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're
Exactly.
putting it in here. And if you're smart enough, you're compartmentalizing everything in there so that when you need it, you open the drawer, take it out and apply, put it back.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because again, a podcast is basically your own favorite radio show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can select which one you want to listen to, when, what. You learn what you want to learn and when you want to learn. And also the people that listen to podcasts, because they listen to a podcast, they understand the value of self-investing.
Mhm.
And because they understand the value of self-investing, more than likely they're more successful. And because they're more successful, they have more disposable income, and they will much more likely to invest in a program, in your program, my program, than people that don't. Do you see how that works?
Yep.
Awesome. Remember what I said earlier? Your podcast listeners will be your best clients. Well, you have it here, but why do you think that is?
Because of the relationship. Like they trust you, so why would they look somewhere else?
That's it. And because again, remember what I said? Your podcast is going to be an incredible lead education machine for you. Because before you can sell, you need to educate them. Why do I need your product?
Mhm.
You remember that scene in the Wolf of Wall Street? Sell me that pen. Why do I need
Mhm.
that pen? Or whatever you're selling. So again, it's all because of that connection. The people that who's calling me? Wait 1 second. Okay, my sister was calling me. Let me just disconnect that. All right. Where's my? Okay, stop sharing. 1 second. Sorry about that. Let me go back to my slides. What is it? Okay. Okay, 1 second. Let me quickly. All right. All right. So as I was saying, because of that connection, because they know you. And of course, people that don't listen to music, that don't listen to a podcast, your podcast, they don't know you. It's going to be much more harder for you to sell them than people that already know you. Now, let's talk about you. What do you want to achieve through your profitable podcast and YouTube channel?
Okay, I go. I want to go and get more constant leads and more constant leads and also a better connection with my audience and more sales.
Absolutely, absolutely. What about you, Kim?
This is the part I'm struggling with. So like being able to niche down to something that I can monetize. Like right now, I have a whole bunch of different things that we monetize, but nothing that's profitable.
Awesome, awesome. You're the right place, definitely. Second, why is she calling me all the time? 1 second. Let me stop sharing. Hope everything is okay. Okay, she just delivered me some food, some focaccia. I said, leave it behind the door. Anyways, that's one of my fears when I'm in Canada because I feel I'm gonna gain some weight here.
Yeah,
Hey,
we'll have focaccia at your door, you will.
oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Okay, where's my?
But it's okay. If you gain some weight, then you can just
No, no,
hire
no,
me
no,
to
no, no,
cook.
no, no. It's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let me just. No, no, I think my other sister is here. She's picking it up. I told her to leave it behind the door. Okay. Do you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Apologies for that. Okay. Did I get you to answer that question, Cam?
No, I just want to connect with people that can afford luxury soap bars, where they're actually empowered to be part of the creation, part of the recipe process for their own specific needs, that are willing to pay $50 to $100 per bar of soap.
Yes, yes. And we're gonna look into how to build that into a high ticket offer where you can sell at least $1,000 or more per client, like a package. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Anyways, awesome. Now, here's some four foundational questions for your own. I want you to take those questions, not only answer a little bit now, but also sleep on them. No, not saying not don't sleep on them, but get brainstorm on your own on those questions. Number one, why do you want to launch your profitable podcast now and not 6 months ago or 6 years from now? Second is, where are you in your business? What do you want to achieve in your business, and what's holding you back from achieving that goal? Let's see. So you already answered why do you want to launch your podcast, but why now? And one sentence, why now? Solomon.
Okay, so yeah, right now because I'm like basically I've been a trainer for 12 years and I've been mainly getting business from my old clients and I've been using what do you call it, my CRM, which is a pipe drive, and then I'm running out of leads and I'm tired of just begging people for referrals and go and just keep circling back to my old clients. So I want to have more fresher leads, coming in, and I still just circle back only a little bit to my old clients.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. What
No
about you,
problem.
Cam?
I have a CRM also. I have about 6,000 people in there that I have not engaged in yet. And for me, I don't have a problem getting leads. It's the right now it's how do I filter out the ones that are not falling in line with my vision of very expensive soap lines, specific to per client, and finding people that are willing to pay like $1,000 a pop, for a month's supply or whatever it is.
Absolutely. What about you, Kim?
Well, because we closed our physical store a year ago, so that changed the dynamics of my reach, right? Like I
Mm,
canceled the radio show, as I said, in 22, but then closing the retail store just kind of sucked back that energy even more. Like not
ah,
having the ability to have people walk in the door for what I offer. So now I got to get out there.
awesome. Awesome.
And Solomon, if you don't mind, it's not all about the money for me. It's to be recognized as the go-to person for the
Hmm.
highest quality of soap in the universe.
Love that.
Perfect.
That's
Okay,
it.
Jam,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
And one of the things, guys, that I love, you know, encouraging is you guys to get to know each other, get on calls, because it can be some opportunities for you guys to collaborate, cook and magic together. For example, Solomon, I'm just thinking out loud.
Hmm.
Why not? You guys can work on can offer cams, soaps to your clients, and vice versa. You offer.
Hmm.
If I remember correctly, Solomon, you help women get in shape. That's something that you can collaborate maybe with Kim and so on and so forth.
Yes,
So get
totally.
on calls, get on calls. So here's my first daily action steps for you guys beyond connecting with each other. I'm gonna create a WhatsApp group. I believe I find WhatsApp much better, much more friendlier to communicate than Facebook Messenger. So please send me your WhatsApp on Messenger, and I will create a WhatsApp group. So that's number one. Connect with each other. Number two, take those questions. I want you guys to really answer those questions for yourself. Because again, we're going to a journey together to identify your true purpose, your zone of genius, and these questions will help you get there. So take the time, write those questions, answer those as much detail as you can, and then share the answers, one or two sentences inside the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
How does that sound, guys?
Great.
I don't know how to do WhatsApp, so I'll figure that out.
It's very easy. You just need to download it on your phone. It's free, and once you have it, I'll walk you through. Don't worry. Just send me your WhatsApp number, and we'll take it from there. Awesome. That's the first step. Here's moving on. Here's some most common reasons not to start a podcast. Remember what I said earlier in our conversation today, Solomon? When I asked people, "Do you have your own podcast?" Then the three main reasons people were not launching their podcast were these ones: I don't know where to start or how to start. I'm not a techie, and I do not know how to get the right person on my podcast and how to grow it, how to monetize, and so on and so forth. So these are the most common reason that people have not started their podcast. So what about you guys? If you look at those three, which one is the one that applies the most to you? One sentence short. Let's go with randomly with Kim.
I would say I'm not techie part. The technology scares me.
Awesome, awesome. What about you, Cam?
Number one, I don't know where or how to start.
Awesome. What about you, Solomon?
Yeah, I would say the last one. I don't know how to get the right people on my podcast and grow it.
Well, all of you guys are definitely in the right place because that's exactly what I'm going to be covering this entire week. Are you guys excited?
Yes, yes.
All right, all right. Here's some other common reasons that have been holding first myself and other people from launching their podcast. Number one, what the hell do you think I am? I'm a nobody. My story doesn't matter. Who's going to listen to me? I don't have an audience. I'm not whatever. I'm not an expert. My story doesn't matter. I don't matter. I'm not a celebrity. How many of you guys can relate with any of those? I definitely can. If I could, I would raise my feet too. With all of the above. Because again, we get in our own way. We are our own worst enemy. No one can stop you. The only thing that can stop you is here, your thoughts. So again, but we don't need that. We can clear those. Anyways. So again, but the thing is, despite me having those false beliefs, I realized and I learned the hard way. I needed to learn it that, hey, it's not about me. It's not about how you look, who you are. It's about your gifts. It's about sharing your gifts. Because again, your story matters. Your voice matters. You matter. What do I mean by gifts? What I mean by gift is this. We all go to our fair share of pain, trauma, abuse, tragedy, betrayal, heartbreak, struggles, disease, and so on in life. Yes, it hurts a lot when you go to them. But guess what? They become your story. And then your story becomes your gifts. And then your gifts ultimately become your duty and responsibility to share them. One of the biggest breakthroughs for me was to understand and realize that our gifts, first of all, that what you go through doesn't happen to you, but for you. Life is a school. And then, remember what I said about the tremendous power of questions? No matter what you go through, no matter how heartbreaking, how painful it may be, always look at them from the perspective of these two questions. What is this trying to teach me? What is the lesson for me to learn that? If you look at everything, you will see it's a beautiful gift. I've had people that left me speechless on my podcast, people that have told me them going to jail, losing it all, them being diagnosed with stage 3 or 4 cancer, them becoming paraplegic has been the greatest gift of their life. Now, how the hell is that possible? It doesn't make any sense. But when you look and them realizing that, looking at it that way, they said, wow, I finally, me going through that, I found out my true purpose that really gets me out of bed in the morning, that makes my heart sing, that gets my soul, that fuels my soul. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So again, what we're going to be doing this week and beyond is identify your gifts. And then we're going to take your gifts. First, we're going to embrace them loud and proud. And then we're going to share them even louder and prouder, not with the world, but with your Kims, your Camilos, your Solomons, my payments. Because as I said earlier, and I'm going to explain on that later on, your avatar is not some fictional character. Your avatar is the you version of just a few steps ago. No matter how long it may have been, 3 weeks, 3 years, 30 years ago, that's your avatar. Because again, you are your avatar. So, all good so far?
Yeah.
Awesome. And the good news is that it's not rocket science to launch a profitable and impactful podcast. Actually, it can be launched in 3 easy steps. Number one is foundation, which is what we're going to be covering the first 3 days, today, tomorrow, and on Wednesday. Then the tech on on Thursday, day 4. And then the final step, the launch, the monetization, monetizing the right way, not peanuts, but actual high ticket clients. That's what we're going to be doing on Friday. So that's the structure. Are you guys excited?
Yeah.
All right. So as I said, I'm going to be giving you each day some daily action steps. I really, really invite you to take this seriously because those questions that you will be answering, you're not doing it for me. You're doing it for yourself. It's a process for you to lead you to identify your zone of genius, your gifts, because your zone of genius, your gifts is going to be what we're going to be using as a central foundation of everything we're going to be doing to build not just a podcast, but to build your profitable offer, business, and ultimately podcast. Because all we're going to do is identify your gifts, share them with the right person, the right way. That's it. So share your comments, we're all on the Facebook group. Are you all on the Facebook group for the challenge?
Oh,
I think I am.
Okay, I will send you guys the link to the Facebook group. We have over 320 people there. But I find the WhatsApp group much more intimate, much better, much more focused. So please send me on Messenger your WhatsApp group, and I'll create a WhatsApp group tonight or tomorrow morning, and we're going to be interacting there. So the first question is, what is the number one objective for your podcast? What is it you want to achieve to your podcast? And to that, I will add these questions, the 4 foundational questions. Why do you want to launch your podcast now? Not 6 months ago, 6 years from now. Where are you now in your business? What do you want to achieve in your business? And what's holding you back from achieving that goal? So these are powerful questions that I want you, for your own, write as much as you want, but to share with the group, just 1 or 2 sentences. And that's going to allow us to get to know each other better, to get inspired, and also for me to further support you and help you. Because the more I know you, the more I can help you and serve you. So, yeah, that's it for today. Any questions about today?
No.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
No, definitely. Thank you.
Very welcome. So tomorrow, sneak peek into tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be taking the findings of you answering those questions. We're going to be brainstorming as to what is your zone of genius. Because again, your zone of genius is going to be the central point of everything we're going to be doing. It's going to be built around your gifts. And again, do the exercise, the action step I shared with you, and answer the questions from here. I will share with you guys the slides and replay later on today or tomorrow morning. So yeah, please do the action step. Take it seriously because again, we're going to be building together the foundation of your profitable business. We're doing much, much, much more than just launching a simple podcast. And I tell people, hey, if all you're looking for is just to launch a podcast, you don't need me. Just go on YouTube. You can find all the information for free. And I say it straight. But what we're doing is much, much more deeper. We're diving deep to literally find the gold in you, to find your true gift, your zone of genius. And we're going to be building, again, your offer, your business together and launching your podcast, your profitable podcast and YouTube channel by the end of the week. I've had students of the challenge, by simply implementing the information I share for free in the challenge, literally get leads and clients by just implementing that. You can go on my website, podcastleadchannel.com. It's full of testimonials. you can see the testimonials. So again, tomorrow we're going to be looking at your zone of genius. That's going to tell us what's your ideal listener and what is your podcast going to be about. So very simple yet very powerful. You guys excited?
Yeah, let's get it.
Awesome. Any questions? As my good friend Phil would say, the pastor would say, "Speak now, hold your peace forever."
No, that's great. That's really good.
Awesome. So if you have no more questions, let's call it a night. Dinner time. I gotta get my focaccia before it gets cold. So see you guys tomorrow, guys. Any questions? Please send me your WhatsApp number on the. Actually, let's do it right now here before we go quickly.
Yep, cool.
My WhatsApp. This is my Canada number 987-9166. So please take this. Send me your, and I'm gonna add you guys right now.
I'm
sorry, I
not
missed
on
the
there,
last
so
4 numbers. Go ahead. Put your number back.
916. So my number is 289-987-9166. That's my Toronto number, my WhatsApp number. So if you have WhatsApp on your phone, just add me. If you don't have it, just go on the App Store, whatever you get your apps from, download it. It's free. And once you download it, just send me a number and I'll add you. Okay, let me add you right now, Solomon. New group, new contact. Solomon Pratt. It's a US number, so 630-489-7051. Found you. Handsome
Perfect.
picture. Okay.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Good to connect here. All right, I added you. I sent you a message. Did you get it?
I see it. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna save it right now, Lorenzo.
Awesome. Good. And Camilo and Kim, please send me either here on Messenger your WhatsApp number.
yeah, I'll have to do that. Yeah, definitely in the morning.
It's very easy. Just download the app, WhatsApp from the App Store. It's free,
Okay.
and you're gonna register with your cell phone number,
Okay.
and then that's it. Camilo, do you have WhatsApp?
I do. I just added you, but I'm trying to find you now.
Okay.
There it is, right here. I'm going to send you a note.
Please, yeah, do that, and I will create a WhatsApp group for us to communicate and keep in touch. Oh, I get it. Hello there. 519, that's you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Cam Francosi. Yeah, okay. Camilo with one L or two L's?
2 L's.
Two L's, okay. Such a beautiful name. You need to use that more often, my brother. It's a beautiful name. Camilo.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Awesome, guys. If you have no more questions, see you guys tomorrow, same time. And feel free to invite any people that you know would benefit from attending this. The more the merrier we are. Okay, guys?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Good night. Take
Awesome.
care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.